So looking ahead here, you've talked about the evolution where you've been here. Where do you see, what are your goals moving forward in general, and then specifically for 2022? How does that look for you right now?
Well, I'm actually glad you asked that, because you're actually part of the 2022.
Proudly.
As we were sitting there in Colorado, and we were talking at both locations, Johnstown at Shields and then Wellington there on Main Street there. My mind starts racing and going, especially with everything that took place, because as you know, they carted me off to the hospital as soon as we got to Wellington.
Yeah.
So I had some time on my hands, because my team thankfully wouldn't let me do anything. It was sit down, get on your oxygen, and watch your blood pressure. Roger that, So my mind starts rolling and racing. And when we first started the retreat process, we were like, okay, we need property, which we have 22 acres with 3 cabins for our retreat program. But then it dawned on me, and my wife is very instrumental in this thought process when we left California in June of this year, bringing the wall back from an event out there. And she said, how do we get more veterans involved? I said, the problem is organizations are opening doors, and they're waiting for veterans and first responders to walk through them. They're not going to happen that way. You need to take the fight essentially to the individual. She goes, well, how do you do that? I said, you just did with the wall. So I said, now let's take it one step further. Why don't we have a retreat when we have the wall set up? And she's like, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean? What do I mean? We have an RV that we pull with this big monster behind me.
Right.
So we've got the RV. It's got an awning. The trailer is getting an awning mounted on it as we speak. When you have communal fire pits, outdoor furniture, create an inviting outdoor environment for veterans from the local area as we set the wall up to come in and sit down and have some fellowship. And then on top of that, we're after Christmas, I'm going to Tennessee to talk with a young man named Gaskins. He is the founder and CEO of a Warrior's Garden. His goal in 2022 and beyond is to have a garden, an ADA compliant garden for disabled veteran in every state. And I think we're going to be able to help him do that. So now moving forward, you've got the Global War on Terror Wall of Remembrance set up. You've got our Stop 22 tour, veteran singer, songwriter, musicians coming with us. You've got a Warrior's Garden being placed in the city or locale of the wall setup. And then you've got a retreat program on top of that. So you mix all those things in, and then this is where you come in, because I love this equine therapy program that you guys got going on at the ranch. I want to, 1, learn more about it, and 2, when we go to different places, I want to find ranches that will help support that retreat. And not only will the community program be building a garden, but part of that retreat weekend will be going out there and getting used to some equine therapy.
Right. That's in the one that I work with here in Colorado is called the Allegiance Ranch and Rescue. That's Dan and Gloria over there and their entire team. It is powerful stuff. So that is awesome. And with you talking about that piece, I actually did a little logistical, some of the stuff I do it's during the off season when I can't be out there on the promotional trail doing certain things. I try to do logistics. I'll go and, help out as far as just general volunteering. One of the things I did with the Warrior Bonfires, I was doing some research on their list of bonfire retreats that they're going to be having around the country, looking for the very same thing to try to see if there's a way at these retreats to kind of intertwine that piece there. The fact that you're open to it, it is so big. We don't have time here, but it's such a bigger animal in the world of nonprofits when they start working together.
Oh, yeah.
So to find this situation that I have found with the 4 nonprofits that I'm primarily working with here is such a unique beast, and it's just so proud to be working with you guys and that network. One of the guys I met at one of the retreats, who's now a very good friend of mine, Staff Sergeant, we call him Sergeant Pat, Justin Patterson. He spoke about, you got those people, they can either be a pipe or a bucket. And when information comes to them, are they a bucket? Do they just hold it for themselves, or are they a pipe? Do they, move it on to the next, and get it where it needs to be? And that's what we try to be be as much of a pipe as we can. I've been called worse things. So.
Well, that's a fundamental thing, because that just tells me that Patterson is a great leader. So there's a difference between leaders and managers. Leaders will get information and pass it. They might chop it up and filter through it first, filter all the crap out, but they will pass that information on to those who truly need it. Whereas managers, they'll get it and it'll be the senior with a secret. Well, I don't want to share it because then that makes you more powerful than me if you learn something that I didn't learn out of it. And that mentality sucks. And it's across the board with nonprofits. I fully agree with you.
Yeah.
We've worked with some, we've gotten burned by some. I've helped consult, I think 8 nonprofits over the past 5 years. Some have been successful, some have failed. And it's just truly remarkable. And I fully agree with you when organizations and like-minded individuals can collaborate without finding it or thinking of it as a competition.
Well, in keeping the end goal in mind, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all aiming at the same target, man. I mean, that's the mission is there. And the fact that we're engaged in the recreational and ecotherapy piece, that's in one way or another. Like you said, we, get moving, get outdoors, hiking, camping, bird watching, gardening. It doesn't matter. Engage the outdoors and literally watch what happens, first and foremost when you see it, or like in your case, getting the testimonial, from the little one there, who's probably now 30 or whatever she is now. But when at that time, hearing from kids, that feedback, the innocence piece there, or just seeing it firsthand and witnessing it, man, it's the science backs it. But on top of that, what's even more powerful is seeing it firsthand when you guys are doing that. That's exciting stuff. And I'm looking forward to what that brings for next year. And we'll have to definitely chat offline and see what we can do in regards to that. So the boots on the ground aspect of this, if folks are watching this and they love what you're doing, they want to find a way that they can help out. What are some options for them? What's available for them to do out there?
So the easiest thing, and it's a really interesting piece. So about 3 years ago, 3 years ago, we had 92 ambassadors across 14 states. So that was pretty powerful for us. And all it was individuals that liked what we saw, what we were doing on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, even going to our website, and hey, the news feeds were going crazy. I think at one point I had 114 different links for news feeds on just interviews and other cities capturing what we were doing during different events. And people are reaching out to us and saying, hey, I want to get involved. Well, the easiest way to get involved is one, go to our Facebook page or our website, shoot me an email or shoot me a private message. There's going to be some screening questions because we're looking for quality over quantity. We want people that are passionate about truly helping the first responder, the veteran, the Gold Star family. If it's just, hey, look at me, look what I can do. Sorry, we're not the right fit for you.
Right.
Our mission is very simple. We help the individual going through the trauma and the support network, the immediate support network that they have. There's no training. We don't have any formal training that's required to be part of it. It's just, you got to be a patriotic American that wants to help your fellow man or woman and watch them succeed. And don't get pissed off when they do. That's seriously what it is.
Yeah.
And I hate to say, but we've had individuals that were part of our organization that were pissed off and got upset and walked away from us because they weren't in the spotlight as much as they felt they should be. Right. I'm sorry about you. It's not about you. It's not about Brian Romans. Just because it's called Romans Warrior Foundation doesn't mean it's about me, because it's about the individuals that were reaching out and helping.
Agreed.
So coming back full circle, easiest way is send me an email, send me a private message on Facebook, hit me up and just say, hey, look, I'm interested in what you're doing. Can you tell me more? And I will flood your inbox with all kind of information. We've recently redone our media packets for both the foundation and the wall. We have an edition that we're trying to tour out with the wall called the David Codd Memorial Car. It's a 2002 Pontiac Firebird WS6 convertible that's wrapped. David Codd was an officer in Vietnam, and on the doors of the car are his platoon mates that didn't come home.
Oh wow!
So it's a transitional piece from that generation to our generation with the wall. So we're looking at logistics to be able to get that on the road with us as well.
Nice.
Yeah, man, that's the easiest way. Shoot me a message, shoot me an email. Hell, you can even give me a call or shoot me a text.
And that's the Romans Warrior Foundation
Yes,
email.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll put that up here on the video. We'll make sure that goes up there. We'll also link your Facebook page there. That way folks can get a chance to see that.
And yeah, so there, and then of course, I mean, obviously, the obvious way, obviously, is go to the Romans Warrior Foundation website and donate. I mean, obviously, this stuff is not cheap to go down the road. And that beautiful RV you have behind you, that very big critter, she likes to burn up the fuel. And so, just keeping them going down the road, that's always, finances never hurt.
Well, no, they don't. And one thing that I'll say, and I've said it for years, going into VFWs, American Legions, and Marine Corps leagues, and I'm not coming on your show to be able to say, hey, look, give me money. The money will come. The biggest thing is spreading the word about what the mission is. And yeah, this RV in the back, people are like, oh, your donations bought that. Guess what? Brian Romans bought that. Okay, that's part of my retirement fund right there. And we utilize that to come out there to Colorado. Simply because my pickup truck would have burned twice as much fuel. Hotel rooms would have costed twice as much. So use what you have. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time just because, I've got a nonprofit. Let me reinvent. No, use what you have. Use the resources available. And that's kind of what we're used to doing in the Marine Corps. So I know other ways, but I'm used to it. So why not?
I couldn't agree more, man. And that's, one of the things with us early on this. So when you and I got a chance to speak, I found so many things that we just had kindred spirits about on this mission, which is why we wanted to get to know you better and see more. First and foremost, I do want to say from a customer standpoint, if you will, I was one of the people that was lucky enough to come up there and see that wall of remembrance that you take around the country. And folks, if you've not seen this thing, you have to make this a bucket list item. Because my wife and I took the time, I'm getting goosebumps, literally. We took the time and read that wall from the first timeline piece that you guys had there. And we went down each and every panel all the way down. And this is not a small deal. This goes back to like 1983, I think was the starting piece. And it takes you right to current times right here, 2021. With the new additions that they're working on. And then the other side is all of the lives that have been recorded and lost that we know there. And I can tell you it was moving, it was powerful, and it's why we rearranged our schedule when you invited us to come up to Wellington there. And the proud button was stamped on my forehead. Absolutely. I can't, wait to be a part of this and come up there with you guys. So yeah, that's, I can attest from that side that is an amazing deal. But yeah, it's, people don't realize, so much of the stuff that you, as the owners and the founders of these organizations have to, put out. And it's not through the donation piece. That's one of the things in my vetting process of nonprofits before I work with them is I like to know how are they working, which is why you won't see me working with a nonprofit that's got a CEO pulling down six figures or something. That's, hey, more power to them. I know they do good work in certain areas. No worries. That's just not my fit. My fit is working side by side with warriors like you, man. So, so that's as far as the line of questioning people there are questions as far as people can help the website communication, that whole shebang. Is there any final thoughts, anything that you'd like to leave us with here? Or?
Yeah, you captured one important element right there with that discussion is the payment process, right? How does Brian Romans get paid? Does Brian Romans get paid by going out and doing the Romans Warrior Foundation, the Global War on Terror, the 22 tour? No, I don't. We are 100% volunteer, and we will remain that way until I get a large scale donation like $1 million that says, hey, now you have to financially control or monitor where these funds are going. And then I think there's a legal thing where you have to have a paid staff at that point, which would be about 2 people. But no, I'm not going to, I don't need a 6-figure income. I don't need a large 5-figure income, to be quite honest with you. Again, I'm retired. So the government pays me every month and pays me okay. But a lot of things going up and starting this organization, I didn't know anything. I knew grants from my days in the fire department as a fire chief. I didn't know any local community grants that would support what we're doing because it's unique. It's not necessarily a service. It's not necessarily a medical provision. So where does it fall under? There's got to be a certain niche. So there's other things. What's that?
It's tricky. It's very tricky.
It is.
Yeah.
So there's other things that go on, but when there are shortcomings, as the founder CEO, just like with, you and your fishing stuff and now your online store, if the ball drops by somebody who's volunteered, this owner, CEO, founder's got to pick it up and run with it.
Yes, sir.
It's just like any other for-profit business in that aspect. So goes back with this rig. This rig allows my family to go with me, so I can be the daddy that I need to be, the husband that I need to be, and still monitor and maintain what goes on with the organization. Internet makes that a lot easier versus 10 years ago when all this stuff was, crawl, walk, run mentality. And then I like what you got going on, this affiliate program. I'm going to start doing some affiliate stuff as well and let that be a secondary means of helping to fund this big monster go down the road. We are looking for sponsors, corporate level sponsors, being a fuel sponsor, hotel sponsor, a big banner event sponsor, would be great for different events as well as for the entire year. But those things will come. It will fall into place. I'm not that guy that says, hey, here's an idea, let's act on it right now. We're going to get everything we need tomorrow. No, we've been doing this since 2016. And it's a crawl, walk, run mentality. And yeah, we're at the starting gate, ready to sprint. But if it's not meant to be, then we're okay with a slight little jog or a trot.
It teaches you that in a hurry. I can even attest to that on this side. We're about this far from being a nonprofit ourselves, obviously, but we realized that would be kind of silly on our end, because if we became a nonprofit, well, then we're competing for the same, type of things as the people we want to work with. So that's why we stay on the fishing side of things. And that way we stay out of your way and we can help you try to find some of those. So, well, that's awesome stuff, man. I can't thank you enough for taking the time. I'm hoping we'll try to do more of these in the future, and we can touch base with you on the road there. Come across, cool things you see out there, awesome deals. Please definitely keep us in mind with that. We'd love to put it up there. If you make it by the world's largest ball of yarn or something, even that. But so I have 2 questions left to go that the viewers I know are going to want to know.
Yeah.
And these are ones off script, man. So you have no idea I'm hitting you with these. So the first one.
Ooh, I'm scared.
Die Hard, the movie. Christmas movie, yes or no?
Well, in the words of Bruce Willis himself at his roast, it is not a Christmas movie. It's a damn Bruce Willis movie.
That's right. You saw the same thing I did. That hurts. That hurts. Last but not least, pineapple on pizza. Are you good with it? No, you don't care. I stumped him.
If I'm partaking in a few adult beverages, I don't really care what's on the pizza. I just need it to soak up some stuff.
That's right.
But if I'm just ordering it, I go pepperoni and bacon all the way.
There you go. All right. Well, cool. I figured, of all the interviews you do, you've not been hit with those 2 questions yet. So we got you on a first now.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Awesome stuff. Well, Brian, again, thank you so very much. We're looking forward to following along there and joining in where we can to help out. So thank you again, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you and your family.